Yes, some incredible snowfall once again across the eastern side of the United States. Yes, Washington did manage to avoid the brunt of the storm, but there's another one on the way. The Midwest was the first to be blanketed by Tuesday evening, forcing the cancellation of more than 1,000 flights in Chicago before the system tore a path through the mid-Atlantic states. Flights from Washington, Philadelphia and New York were also affected on Wednesday, and about 60 centimetres of snow fell in parts of Virginia and West Virginia, particularly around about the Blue Ridge Mountains, with less at lower levels, around 10 to 20 centimetres falling lower down. About 250,000 homes and businesses were hit with power outages, and there were warnings of around 18 centimetres of snow for the capital, Washington, D.C., with residents being told to stay off the streets, federal offices being shut and schools closed for the day. But it appears that Mother Nature had other ideas, with only rain and light snow actually falling here. Superstorm Sandy ravaged New Jersey wasn't spared, though. Here it was hit by some fairly strong winds, and the system is now on its way to New England, where residents are preparing for possible coastal flooding, powerful winds and also some further snowfall. So let's take a closer look at this storm system. Here it is. They're working into the northeast of the United States. The snowiest areas were actually into Virginia, West Virginia and Pennsylvania as well. The storm system works north and eastwards, bringing some fairly strong winds and also some heavy outbreaks of rain, particularly towards the east coast. Some forecasters thought that snow was going to fall in Washington. I mentioned on BBC World yesterday that it was more likely to be rain, and here's why some forecasters got caught out. What actually happened yesterday is we had winds coming in from a north-northeasterly direction, bringing air in basically from the West Atlantic. This is moisture-laden air, and it was this moisture that stopped the atmosphere really cooling off in the lowest parts of the atmosphere, and that meant that rather than the rain turning to snow, as some had forecast would happen, actually it stayed as rain. So that's why we had the rain around Washington D.C. with the colder air lurking across more inland areas, and that's where we had the heaviest snowfall. At the moment, more snow's falling, particularly around Boston, into Massachusetts, on towards southern parts of New Hampshire, southern parts of into Vermont as well, and that snow looks like it's going to be here for another few hours yet.